Salute guys. Jibrumas to Maya, Jibrumas to Maya, Jibrumas to Maya, back with another public service announcement. Back with another public service announcement. Hi, gents, I hope you guys are feeling good this morning. Salute guys, Jibrumas to Maya, back with another public service announcement. Obviously, got the Maya in the building. We got PAGAD G-Force in the building as well. Salam alaikum. How's the guys doing?
Walaikum salam. Alhamdulillah, all good.
Listen, I mean, for me being a youngster, been following PAGAD for a very long time, and obviously what the guys have been doing. I think just for people that have no idea about the movement, it's just, I mean, just general viewers from all around the world. Just tell us about just the establishment of PAGAD itself. A little bit of the history, just a small bit of the history.
Yeah. Okay. We the PAGAD G-Force formed in 2011.
Yes.
Formerly, we belonged to the mainstream PAGAD that was established sometime in 95, 96.
Yes.
So yes, we can be called a breakaway from the mainstream group. So we've been in existence for about 14 years now.
14 years.
Yeah.
So I mean, for 2011, you guys broke away and obviously started G-Force. I mean, was the ideals different to the original?
Look, basically our aims and objectives is exactly the same.
Yes.
You get personality issues.
Okay.
Most of us went to prison in 1999, 2000, and after the release of many of our members, when there were some differences in the organization, you will always hear the mainstream organizations say that we the expelled members, you know.
Okay.
Similarly, like the ANC.
Okay,
Right?
I got you.
They had their differences. Even the president, former president Jacob Zuma, he formed his own party.
We've got MK now, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we've got the other parties all came from the original ANC.
Yes.
But yes, we still function the same as them. Just they on their own and we on our own. Yeah.
Look, I don't. So, what would be the major differences? I just want to know for myself. What are some?
Look,
I mean, I know you said the ideals are obviously the same and
Yeah.
the objectives are the same, but then what are all the differences?
Really nothing.
Yes.
Nothing. So like I said, differences sometimes occur.
Yes.
Although we don't want that, we want unity. That is what we stand for, and that I believe moving forward, that is what we should strive for.
Yeah. Look, it's obviously not the same thing, but even as you kyk na die klubs, man, dis eers almal
Yeah.
part van die klubs, dan is daar die klubs. So every new team that came up is all offspring from original. So it's the same thing, and I guess more people doing good work is the main thing. But yes, the ideals. What does PAGAD G-Force stand for? Just for general viewers who want to find out.
Our main aim is to eradicate gangsterism and drugs.
Yes.
To combat gangsterism and drugs at this stage. I think eradicating it is a harsh word. With our policies of our government, it's a big word, right? So for now, we say we combating gangsterism and drugs in many of our local communities. I think with PAGAD being there, people will say, yeah, but what you are doing. I think with an organization like that, absent, things will get 100 times worse on the Cape Flats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now, if we look at the whole thing, I mean, let's even take it further back. If we look at just the design of, I mean, from apartheid to where we are right now, and we see like the advent of more gangsterism, more drugs on the Cape Flats. But I mean, I just want to know, like, do you guys not see also that being something as part of a greater design? Like, I mean, yes, we understand it's in the communities, but I mean, if we look at the bigger picture.
No, of course.
Yes.
If you look at the voter basons of yesterday,
Yes.
Personally, we believe nothing has changed.
Okay.
Right? We've got a new government since 1994, but everything in terms of gangsterism and drugs have changed, stayed the same.
Yes.
We still see our police system working with the handler system, the informer system. And who's the informers? It's the local drug merchants. So what is wrong with the good people? Why cannot they be the informers, you know?
Yeah.
And then we see they've started this whole neighborhood watch, community police forum systems, but all basically under the same banner, under their banner, you know? And to a certain extent, we feel that is there to neutralize people,
Yes.
right? To let the system of drugs and gangsterism continue. Like I've said in a previous interview, I believe our authorities can stop gangsterism and drugs overnight
Yes.
if they have the will to do it, but they don't. You know,
Do you feel like they don't have the will, or is it because they don't want it to stop?
they don't want it to stop. Obviously, they look. We know the revenue is huge.
Yes.
All right, and governments they always involved in stuff like this, you know, and we feel it's about time that the South African government, as we say, the new South Africa becomes the new South Africa.
Yeah.
We cannot be a new South Africa with all the old things that lead us astray, that destroy our communities, is still intact and stays the same.
Look, and then I know like lots of people from various communities. I mean, they share the same values as you guys, but some people obviously aren't. They say open enough to say this is how they feel because they're bang. Like if they're gonna say, but now here you have a brotherhood of people that are speaking against for these voices of the voices because die mense gaan nie sê nie kyk my kinders op drugs nou nie, my broer was op drugs. Yes, we understand the greater part of the government has part to do with that, but then what are we doing, man? You know what I mean? What? So now when someone does stand up, you be dubbed the vigilante group. You know what I mean? So where does it end?
Yeah, I think look, it should start before it ends. It should start
Yes.
with the people.
With the people.
I believe people can bring changes irrespective of who the government are. And that was proven with the apartheid regime.
Yes.
A very strong regime, but when the people stood up against it, it stopped. It ended. All right? So I think that should start here. And that is one of our modus operandis moving forward, to try and empower communities, to try and make communities see that they don't have to be scared, man.
Yes.
All right? They're fighting people just like they are
Yes.
people. And they should stand up against it because at the end of the day, it's you're going to be destroyed anyway. Your family structure, your moralities, everything is down the tubes. All right? And I mean, Salt River is a good example. Tanua being from Salt River,
Yes.
he approached us on the state of his community and he want to bring changes in his community. And we had one march there. And looking back now, speaking to Butanua, he will tell you, look, massive changes happened in that community in a short space of time. Maybe not perfect as you would like it to be or we would like it
Yes.
to be, but at least there is some changes with one single march.
100%. But no, I mean, I can hand it over to you just to tell me a little bit about. What happened after this march?
To tell you the truth, after the march,
Yeah.
just 2-3 days after that, we did a follow-up without the senior members that I appealed to and came to our assistance. There was a huge difference. We could see it immediately. And as it was said before, when the police comes into our locality, on many occasions,
Yeah.
for a shooting, for a drug bust, when they leave, there's always lots of commotion.
Yes.
Baie dinge word gesê en baie activities. When PAGAD left our locality, it was serenity. I'm telling you, brother, you
Yes.
know Salt River.
100%.
It was really a pleasure. We followed up, we went to speak. We're not here to hurt you. We want you to realize we want to help you people here. But Suzu Amovit very much is in denial. Baie is bang.
Yes.
We don't believe them also as my means. But we want to rid our locality of the scourge, and that is why PAGAD came. And we cannot thank PAGAD enough for that one day that they took their time, their own money to fill in petrol, and everything they did for us. Wallahi, I'm telling you today, it was a pleasure going out there and speaking to them for the merchants and for the Pella Poster. I could see a change immediately. And only once we appealed and immediately they responded.
Yes.
So I am here today to say without PAGAD G-Force, I don't think, I know this would never have happened.
Yes.
And I am proud to say that I, as a resident from Salt River, will be a member from PAGAD G-Force from that day till I die, inshallah.
Amen. And now, if you look at what was some of the feedback that you got from some of the community people, this is just the regular community people who live in the neighborhood. I mean, after this march, I mean, and I get what you're saying. What are they saying?
Most of the people that we spoke to was very happy. You know, they don't want to come out and blatantly say it.
Yes.
But individually they came, you know, you get private message, WhatsApp, phone
Yes.
calls. Shukran Butanu, shukran for bringing these people out here. There was one or two. We have to take the negativity
Yes,
with the
100%.
positivity. But we know for a fact there was more positivity than negativity. But like I said, people are so afraid to come out there and open up and say, this is my child is on drugs, is smoking in my home. But the mere fact of that march, there was great results. Lots of people came, thanked me on behalf of the community, asked me to thank these people. And it was just a pleasure. People I haven't spoken to in years.
Yes,
They
yes.
even messaged me. And like I said, we are there to help the people that is residing in that area.
100%. Now, I mean, what do we say for? This is an open-ended question. This is not just for about you, just in general. For people, obviously, you are selling drugs. Number one, obviously, you are breaking down communities, right? And now, what about the people now? Some, let's just say, I'm not going to say they are, but let's say this is their circumstances. They're forced to sell drugs now because hulle kan nie werk kry nie. Hulle miskien 'n criminal record. Make an example. So this is the reason they sell drugs, and they use this as justification for why they do what they do.
Do you want
What
to
I
take
mean,
this?
just no. I just want to know what's your point on it, man.
Okay, yes, and we do have that.
Yes.
I've come across that already. My advice to them is there is something else you can do.
Yes.
Don't resolve to this. This is an excuse.
Okay.
So we have to eliminate this drug abuse.
Yes.
So we are there to help you. Come to us. Wil jy brood verkoop? Ons help vir jou, ons gaan 'n plan maak. Wil jy klere verkoop? Ons gaan 'n plan maak. But stop selling drugs. Our children are enslaved to drugs in Salt River.
Yes.
Lots of people don't even know their children are on drugs. Some of them that know, Allah forgive me, don't want to know.
Don't want to know,
It's
yeah.
the truth. But selling drugs has to stop.
Yes.
That is, we're not going to anyway tolerate it, and it's not negotiable.
And now, I mean, even with people who do sell drugs, they go by the notion as hulle by my koopie, hulle gaan by iemand anders koop, by anders koop. So then what do we do? Is the idea to stop every single person? That's because are we able to, or do we have the capacity to stop every single person? Because let's say example, nobody sells drugs in Salt River anymore, or Woodstock anymore. So iemand gaan nou Mowbray toe ry, of gaan Etlon toe ry, of gaan Mitchells Plain toe ry, or whatever. They're gonna drive somewhere else to go get that. What do we do?
This is the thing that we know been going on for years.
Yes.
Maak jy een merchant toe, die ander merchant maak jy. But I think that is a start
Okay.
to rid them from our locality.
Yes.
Or Woodstock, or Bridgetown, or Etlon, wherever they are. If you want to, gaan. Hy gaat moeg raak van op en af ry Mowbray toe.
Yes.
But we have to do something. We can't just sit back. We're going to be held responsible and accountable for this. We are going to be held accountable by who? By the Creator.
Yes.
What did you do? You were complaining all the time, but you were just sitting on the lounge. So, in saying all of this, we pray, and you know, we can only ask the Creator. Allah must guide us.
Allah
and
must guide
protect
us, yeah.
But we have to rid our localities of the merchants.
Yes.
Khalas.
And now we see, I mean, even with an upsurge of more kids getting into drugs now, and also how easy and accessible drugs are even to youngsters. I mean, from primary schools to high schools. I mean, for me now, I mean, even as a youngster growing up from in Athlone and in Woodstock and Salt River, growing up to see the difference between, like, you know, you go there, but now it's so easy. Because of drugs to carry, you know what I mean? So, what do we do, man? Do you know what I mean? That's not a question for you. I'm just wondering, man.
Yeah, I think one of the main things that needs to happen, and I want to put it in a very nice way. Somehow we need political change,
Yes.
you know, and that is something that we work towards. Right? It's not an easy thing. Once a government becomes or is against something, they will do something to stop that.
Yes.
If you go back to the 90s, late 90s, early 2000, PAGAD was a very, very strong organization, right? And the government, in actual fact, made a decision, we have to stop this organization at any cost. Even if we have to change the laws, we will stop this organization. And I think at that time, PAGAD and the community was well on their way to rid Cape Town of drugs.
Yes.
Well on their way. Many drug dealers were killed at that time. Many stopped. out of fear for this organization. And many of them were protected by our authorities, if you look at it that way.
Yeah.
And many of the leaders of this organization were imprisoned at the time. And after 10 years, 15 years, things were back to normal. Even after 5 years, things were back to normal. The same communities that was rid of the drugs in 1998 and 1999 had more drugs in 2005, right? So we must ask ourselves, why stop an organization that is there for the benefit of your community?
Yes.
Why stop them? But you don't have the same eagerness to stop gangsterism
Yeah.
and to stop drugs.
If we go back to the basis of what I was saying was like, I mean, even if you look after the group areas that happened, people were moved out of District 6, the Cape Flats was built, brown people were forced to live in these different communities. Me personally, this is just on a parent, this is just something I can see, even if I just read, from reading, like you said, Wouter Basson and the Mandrax and all those things. I feel like it's by design, and this is why you're gonna have people that's not gonna stop it. That's within the power to do so, because they want brown colored people to be fucked up. I mean, that for me, that's the bigger picture. Sit hulle op drugs, maak hulle allemaal gangsters, laat hulle mekaar frik maak. Laat die kinders allemaal opgefocus, because this is ideally, we don't want these people to stand up together, because if they actually thought with their minds properly, we would have an overthrow of a government, we would have change in the country, but we don't want that. We need this colored people or this brown people to be fucked up so that we can keep prospering. That for me is the bigger picture. Apart from what we're doing on the ground. And I mean, we're obviously gonna do our best as we go along. But I just, for me, I don't know. I started to think the future. I'll be honest with you, because, and I know we're gonna do a lot. I think PAGAD G-Force is gonna do a lot. Many people are gonna try and try, but I'm not saying it's hopeless. But I'm saying it's like this is the order of the day. And I mean, I'm sure you've seen it over and over. Because why do you still not have the help of higher officials?
Yeah, hopefully in the near future that the help will come.
We make to Allah doesn't sleep
So-
though. Allah doesn't sleep, you know.
So, like one of our leaders in the past always said, we just prevent the ship from sinking now.
Yes,
But soon, I believe the ship will sail.
the ship will sail.
I don't think we should fight the fight with a negative
Yes,
side to it. You know, we should be positive. We know what is the downfalls
yes,
and the pitfalls. We know what it is, and everything works with the climate. You know, if the climate is right, things will change.
things will
drastically.
change.
Sometimes you fight for 10 years, and the next morning when you wake up, there's a big change.
It's a big change. Yeah.
So yeah, for now, we will keep fighting it. We will keep preventing it from spreading to the point where it's of no return
Yes.
until that change comes.
Tell me a little bit about some of the communities that you guys have visited. I mean, over this last few years, and some notable ones that because I know you guys. I mean, you guys are on TikTok. You guys are on Facebook. People get to see it, and I mean, we live in a very sensationalist world today. So people are always sharing these kind of things. What's happening online? Wat het PAGAD nou gedoen? Waar was hulle vandag? Some of the communities that you guys have visited.
I think obviously our Bridgetown community,
Yes.
we've been there for many years.
Yes.
Bridgetown, Silvertown, Parktown, we've been there for many years. Recently we've been to New Horizons Pelican Park, Mitchell's Plain, Salt River, and also a place, the Durans.
The Durans,
right?
okay.
We have been there twice, and in fact our time is due to go down there now. I mean, that is a very poor community. And I think for somebody to sell drugs to that poor people, what type of person are you really? You know, this people is already in a mess. Some of them don't even have food. Now you're going to make them addicted to this substance. So yes, we will be supporting that community in a different way that we support the communities on the Cape Flats, obviously.
Yes.
There the need is big. People need clothing. People need food. Many kids are not at school at the age of 9, 10 years old. So we've got somebody down there, a very good person, that is looking to the needs of especially the youth. So yeah, that is what we will be focusing on in that community. I think soon we will be going down to Chatsworth as well. We've got a representative down there at the moment who's just doing some groundwork for us. So yeah, that is basically the communities that we currently busy in.
Yeah, I mean, I think I had a slight conversation with some of the guys about, I mean, obviously what people see you guys do at the grounds, obviously doing the marches, showing your presence, going, giving appeals to different merchants, going to all these houses. But again, you're also doing these kind of things as well, which is, I mean, food drives, charity, feeding people. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, so in last year, we decided, or 2 years ago, we decided that, yes, our focus is against gangsterism and drugs,
Yes.
but there's also a bigger need. We don't want to be seen of just skopslating, donor.
Yes.
So we want to reach out to the communities and we want to, to provide for that particular need. And what we have realized is that, our youth need positive mentors and positive, input into their lives.
Yes.
Also, there's a big need. There's a lot of hungry people out there, and we just decided that we're going to start our feeding scheme
Feeding
as well
scheme,
as well,
yeah.
and just accelerate it a bit in 2025.
Yeah, and do you feel like what you guys do? I mean, also on the parent side, that's the one thing, and then let's say and then what we do about the rehabilitation part of people, because remember there are certain role models for people in the communities for certain reasons, and people also do things for certain reasons. How do we, what do we do on the human part of helping people rehabilitate or see the bigger picture?
Yeah, I think what we did recently was we busy establishing branches. So if you want to start a branch in Woodstock, you come to us, you bring your few people, and we start up your branch.
Okay.
And then branches decide what is the actual desperate need in their
For the
community.
community, okay, I got
Right?
you.
So in our area, Parktown, Bridgetown, we have decided we're going to focus on rehabilitation.
Okay.
So we try to hook up with rehabilitation centers where we can send people to for free. In fact, we've sent one guy this far. And the change in this whole family's life is huge.
Okay.
He was there for 3 months. He came back 3 months ago. He's still clean. And I mean, that family is so delighted, and you can see they are family again.
Yes.
When you've got one drug addict in your family, that person destroys your whole fiber, your
Yes.
family structure. So you can see this family is back to where they wanted to be. And this young man, I'm actually very proud of him. If you drive past him, you can see he's clean, he's neat, he's working. That is but one person.
Yes.
So imagine we can do that
For
to
everyone.
300 people
Yeah.
in our local community with the help of our authorities, with the help of other NGOs out there. I mean, for somebody to go to a rehab, it's going to cost you a pretty penny, an arm
Yes.
and a leg. It has become a money-making thing in our time now. It's not about getting somebody clean anymore or helping somebody. It has now become a business.
A business, yeah.
Right? So obviously we always on the hunt for facilities where we can have our own facility, where we can start cleaning our people, 20, 30 people at a time in the same community that they were affected or live in. Now you want to send him to Durban, you want to send him to Joburg for 6 months and pay 50, 100,000 rand.
Yes.
And then in 6 months' time, you must come back to that same community, in that same environment. And in 2-3 days' time, he's back on drugs.
Yes.
Right? So we had programs drawn up where we want to get you sober in the same community that you got drunk.
You got, okay.
Right? Obviously, it's not about just coming here and just there's a bed for you and there's free food. No, you've got to work. You've got to earn for what you're going to get.
Yes.
Right? So maybe at some stage we can relate to our program, what we had drawn up. Obviously, we don't have a facility. We've got so many facilities in our community, buildings that is standing empty. But it is not being used for the advancement and for the benefit of that very community.
Look,
They will
that-
rather throw it down, but to give it to community workers.
That's why I say things like this. This is the reason I do stuff like this right now. Even this conversation we're having right now, because we don't know who's going to see this. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
how many people? Because let's just say, for interest sake, someone who's watching this right now, and what you just said sparked something in them, and they're like, you know what, I can help. How does the general people, whether it's businesses, companies, because lots of people are invested, let's say, in this platform, and they want to help you. How do they do it?
Man, we've obviously got we've got banking account, we've got Facebook, we've got all that, right? Which Brent can elaborate on. And that is one way they can contact us. I think we out there.
Yes.
People know where to find us, you know? If they know where to find us when they're in trouble, they should know where to find us when they want to help.
And the one help, 100%. So I mean, have businesses over the years and people reached out to you guys, you know, like, these are some donations. This is what we want to help with. Whether it's going to be for the feeding, whether it's going to be for the rehabilitation, for anything that they've sponsored you. And then how do they do it going ahead? And you can.
Yusrik, yeah. I think the one thing that we lacked, our focus is so, going out in the streets and
Yes.
The merchants tackle and stuff like that. So we have like our main focus was that, and we have lacked in asking.
Okay.
And I think now the time is right. We should reach out to the audience and the people. So but the Sadu was speaking about going down to the Doorns, but also like we have 15, 20 cars, but the cars need fuel.
Yes.
Like the Doorns is quite far. We need ingredients to make the food. We need to clothe the people when we go down and stuff like that. But I think the time now is right. We have to start asking. So if people want to donate towards fuel money, towards the food, it don't have to be monetary. It can be ingredients
Yes.
as well as so. They can reach to us on our Facebook page, on our TikTok page, and they can inbox us. Actually, when we're done here, we're gonna do a post and we just post our bank details again.
Yes.
And they can use the reference outreach maybe, and we know it's gonna go towards the outreaches.
Okay, 100%. And again, I also want to ask this question. Let's say if there are people who actually want to be part of PAGAD G-Force, is it something that's on the cards? I mean, how does someone say, I also want to be part of what you guys are doing now? Or maybe I don't just want to help on a monetary level or give me stuff. I actually want to be part of the movement and I want to fulfill a role inside the group. Is it possible?
Definitely. On our lives, I've been, I'm the one that usually do the lives.
Yes.
So the brothers call me Butabi.
Butabi.
Now it's interesting you asked that question, and that's why I asked him, can I answer this? So I'm here to also break the perception of that.
Yes.
PAGAD is only for Muslims. I'm a Christian brother. Okay, I've been with the organization now for 5-6 years, and nobody has ill-treated me or treated me differently since I've joined. I'm passionate about fighting crime. I'm passionate about our communities not being bullied by a small group of individuals.
Yes.
A klein groepie gangsters, but hulle control in wil die hele community besellie. The turning point for me was when somebody stabbed the senior in the head on pension day and robbed him. And I just lost it, and I decided this is what I want to do, this is what I'm willing to die for, and this is what I want to be a part of. So I've been with the organization for about 5-6 years, and we are busy recruiting now. You heard what Sadu say, that we are starting different branches, okay? Muslims, everyone is, Christians, everyone is welcome, and it's not just for males, females as well as so. Because
Okay.
what we find when we go to the houses, they use the females to hide the drugs on them, and they use the females to stand there. Want kom, you want to know GBV, ons kan nie die
Yes,
vrou met
what-
'n vat in soos die mans gaan treat
Yes.
because we're on a live or so, and not just that, we don't want to do that. But ook laat ons 'n vrou mense vir jou vasvat.
Yes.
You see, so we are recruiting males, females, any religion basically. If your heart is pure and you want to see change in Cape Town in South Africa, you are more than welcome to inbox us and be a part of it. We will do a screening process, and then you can join us on the next March as well as so. And then also ways was the
Yes.
mense screen.
No, 100%, and I like it that obviously you made that clear, because again, the people's most assumption now is just Muslim men that's part of it, because I'm not takbir ali pathway, which is very. So now some people like, okay, so maybe I can't join that. I don't know, you know what I mean? But I'm sure you're taking your shahada very soon. Anyways, that's not the point. That's not the point.
Inshallah.
So what you guys have been doing now, what is where do we go moving forward? Like right now, what is if anyone wants to know what PAGAD is up to, G-Force right now, what do they need to know? Where do they need to follow you guys?
I think obviously the communities that we're working in now, like I mentioned earlier, Salt
Yeah.
River, New Horizons, we don't want to come to your community once and then we're gone,
Yes.
right? Soos hulle sê, ons gaan dikkel. Daar's 'n
Okay.
saying wat ons wat ons het daar tot julle ophou.
Yeah.
So we will be in that communities, in the faces of those people who think they can be destructive to our locals. Also, we will be approaching our religious leaders. I think they've got a vital role to play in change in Cape Town. All right? Our religious fraternity at this stage, they are quiet. Ek wil nie die woord dood gebruik nie, but I can almost say they dead. There's nothing happening from them, right? And like Putapi said here, we don't want to be just another feeding scheme.
Okay.
We want to give to those who are desperately in need. Right? We've got a lot of feeding schemes on the Cape Flats. And if you look at who is the beneficiaries, it is the druggies. Want sy geld gaat hy spend by die merch en hy wil nie kos koop nie. And we want to change that narrative also. Give to those who deserve it. Right? Our children, our schools, if you visit our schools, you still get children whose parents is on substances and the poor child doesn't even have proper books. You still have that. Our children go to school without breakfast, without something to eat. Some of them didn't eat last night even. But we expect them to focus and concentrate on their schoolwork today.
Yeah.
So we've got huge problems on our schools. And none of us take the effort or the time to investigate why is our kids going off the rails.
Yes.
Young, at the age of 9, 10, off the rails. Why? So that is all areas that we want to start focusing on, right? We need obviously more manpower at the States. We need people with expertise to come and say, look, I can cover that flank. You don't have to fight gangsterism and drugs only. There's other flanks, that preventative flanks that you can cover for us. And not only for us, but for our communities.
Yes.
And we want to urge people, you don't have to belong to PAGAD G-Force to become a community worker or concerned citizen. You can do it in your own capacity. Fit in some way in your community where you can become productive. That for us is very, very, very important. You know, we've got too many people in our communities that are just there. They dead weight. They worth nothing for our communities. And therefore I say our religious leaders should become active. Because most of that people, they frequent our religious facilities on a Friday and a Sunday.
Yes.
They should be educated. They should be urged to become productive in their communities.
But I mean, what you get is what's the mindset? I mean, you can't speak on behalf of them, but what you see, because like you say, you got obviously this is obviously imams and stuff, different religious leaders, people who are in these spaces. Is it are you not getting the support from them? Are they not coming to the table? I don't know what's happening.
Look, from my point of view, I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
We spoke about the fear factor. I think that has reached them as well. And I think, man, religion, belief, whatever we want to call it, you know, should make you braver, man.
Yes.
Should make you a determined person to change, to see change and to work towards change.
Yes.
If you become fearful when you are a practicer of any religion, then there's something wrong with your belief, honestly.
Yes.
So they should do some introspection and ask themselves, what role are we not playing in our communities? You know, if you go throughout history, you see religious leaders, they played a huge role towards sense. All right? It's not happening anymore. Even when we were kids, I mean, I'm 60 years old at the moment, 61. When we were 5, 10 years old, we were fearful for our imams and our sheikhs, and even the predicant.
Yes.
You know, it doesn't exist anymore. But we were fearful because of the role that they played in our households and in our communities. But if you're absent in your community, who's going to fear you? If you're just there to serve as a pulpit, then what? what's going to become of your
But
people.
you reckon it could be sometimes, it could be fear, would be one of the big factors?
Most definitely, politics also play a huge role.
Yes.
Disunity plays a huge role. And if we look at the recent happening of the
Yeah.
the gay imam that was killed.
Yes.
If you look at that, even there's no consensus amongst our Muslim leaders and our ulama bodies. There's no consensus as to, look, this is what we understand and this is what the report that we're going to give to our community. Right? Even there you see our different groupings saying different things about this very incident.
What do you think about the statements that was put out about that specifically? I mean, since you mentioned it.
Look, for now, I would say everything that is on the cards is speculation.
Yes.
None of us knows, not even our authorities knows what really transpired,
Yes.
except that the person was shot. Right? So for us to speculate, that should have been stopped immediately
Yes.
by our fraternities, by our leaders. They should have stopped it, right? Until there is more information as to what really happened, why did it happen.
You know, an interesting thing, I actually spoke to someone yesterday that actually used to be a student of Muxini University as well. And so, I mean, the man has been openly gay since 1996. It's not something new. For the past 30 years, everybody, all of my stuff, all have known that he's been openly gay since 1996. So his message was that, how do we say that it was because of his Islamic values that he was killed, or because he wanted to marry this and this person? Because since 1996, he's openly said, this is what I stand for. And nothing has happened for 30 years. Something happened now, 30 years later. So now the egos, are we now going to blame Islam for it? Are we not going to speculate and say it was because of this and that? I said it could have been anything else.
Yeah,
Again, we don't know.
exactly. And also, the flare up of this incident. And we're not saying we mustn't flare up because it's only one individual that was killed. But our poor kids are being killed on the Cape Flats on a daily basis.
Yes.
And you don't get anything from our ulama bodies. No reports, nothing. They don't even speak Fridays in the Jumu'ahs about this. You understand? And I can almost say today, with fear in me, that today a child is going to get killed on the Cape Flats. So rife it is. And we're doing nothing to prevent it. So for us, our statement will be simple. All senseless killings should be stopped. We should do something to stop that. All senseless killing. Right? All killings of innocent people should be stopped. And we cannot speak when a politician is shot, then we want to make a hoo-ha. But when a 5-year-old defenseless child is shot, that child is my responsibility. He cannot defend himself. And then we say nothing about that. And
Yeah.
we're quiet about that. And I'm saying again, I'm going to emphasize on this. Our religious leaders who listen to this program, in all our local communities, they should ask themselves, what am I going to do? What can I do to bring changes in my local community?
Yeah.
If me, Putanua, Putabi, and all the guys here, that is just simple lay people.
Yes.
If we can strive towards change in our community, our religious leaders, people with clout, how much more can they not do?
And then the other.
They don't have to go running with guns in our streets. They must just speak and speak the right things, right? Lead our people in the right direction. Then we will see big changes, irrespective of our government's policies. Irrespective,
Yes.
we will see changes in our local communities.
Now, again, with what you say now, I mean, do you feel like that goes even to even the greater thing? When there's some sort of classism, when people like they do this, or they sponsored by them, this is why people's values change. Like, let's just say if everybody was on the same level all the time, and we all have a common goal, we work towards it, but okay, jy gaan eigenlijk niks sê nie van, ek werk met die mense nou, of, nee, weet jy, ek werk eindelijk met die mense daarby, so ek kan nou nie die sê nie. Do you feel like these are also some of the reasons why some people don't say stuff?
Yeah, that's why I said politics plays a big role.
Yes.
Because that is also politics from a different level.
On a different level.
All right? I work for this particular group, or I'm getting sponsored from this group. And even some of them are being sponsored by drug lords. That is something we have to really stop. All right? So if you look at the history, man, I always encourage people, Islamic history especially, and even other history as well from other denominations. If you look at that, you are always encouraged not to just take,
Yes.
because that is a neutralizing factor at the end of the day.
Okay.
If Utanwa should give me all the time and Utanwa do something wrong, I'm going to keep quiet about it, because why then I'm going to stop my
Yes.
inflow, you know? So that is definitely a role player here.
Okay, man. So now again, also just with everything that you guys have been saying, following the social media platform. How long ago was that started? That, I mean, people have been following. Because I mean, I've seen many videos of many different marches. When did you guys start implementing that as part of what you guys do?
Well, actually, there has been on our Facebook page a huge following, like for numerous of years already. It's just we weren't active in, utilizing the social media platforms. So, but now recently with our marches, we go on the lives and there's a lot of people come to view on TikTok. A lot of people come to view our marches on Facebook and that. And just allow me to say this, with the as well. So we don't need, you a social media influencer.
Yes.
So you get a lot of keyboard warriors, right? So I've noticed you have learned how to deal with them, and you don't engage with them.
No.
Negative comments and stuff like that. So we taking the same approach now. We are not gonna respond to negative comments. Yeah, you moet dit doen, you moet dat doen. The comments as you.
You're always gonna get that.
Always gonna get it. But I want to challenge those people, those keyboard warriors. Moet jy daar by die huis sit en criticize it. I'm using this platform now.
To say that,
I'm not entertaining them. We're not engaging them. But don't just sit at home and sit on your phone and comment certain things. Come out to the streets, come join us on the marches, and at least you are contributing as well as and let me just add as well. So when we're having a march, maybe in Salt River, for instance, okay, it doesn't mean only people of Salt River must attend the march.
Okay.
If people from different areas say we march in New Horizons, but they here we're having a march in Salt River, and that people of New Horizons all come here and support the march in Salt River, it will be much more effective as well. So we're going to be posting, we're going to be announcing on our social media platforms our next march, but our call out, our request is for all the communities to come and support those marches. So you can find us on Facebook, PAGAD G-Force, and then on TikTok as well as PAGAD G-Force official.
And I mean, also, what you also said now, it's very interesting that you also say the early thing that you said about different religious leaders and stuff, because obviously we have the Palestinian marches, right? And which it's obviously very good. We always want Palestine to be free, but again, what are we doing back at home? As much as our hearts go out to the Palestinian plight, and that should be part of it because of our Muslim brothers. But again, what are we doing about our brothers and sisters every day? Kinders word doodgeskiet, ons kinders is op drugs, ons is by die Palestine, but we haven't worried about what's happening right here in our community.
A Christian brother, he said to me the other day, always follow the Palestinian marches. He's always there.
Yes.
Every Palestinian march is there. But recently he started to come to the anti-drug and gangsterism marches. And he said to me, it is interesting, none of the people that he sees at the Palestinian march is at this march here. And this is our areas. So we don't want to discourage people against the Palestinian marches. But I think it is only normal thinking.
Yes.
That you attend that marches. We support all those organizations, and we condemn strongly oppression of any sort.
Yes.
We condemn that. So we support that, the Palestinian cause. But Charity starts at home.
Starts at home.
It's something we always say.
Yes.
So how is it possible that you can have 50,000 people at the Palestinian march and not even 500 people at the local march in Mitchell's Plain? How is that possible? So we want people to think clear, and we're not here to make enemies. And sometimes by saying the truth, by mentioning the truth,
Yes.
you make a lot of enemies, But truth has to be spoken at some point in time. And like I said, it's all about climate. I think the climate is right for us as a community to sit still and think, what role am I going to play in the liberation of the people of the Cape Flats?
The Cape Flats.
Because we're being kept hostage, just like the Palestinian is being kept hostage, just on a different level.
100%.
We're being kept hostage not by a Jewish community or by a Zionist community. We're being kept hostage by gangsters and by drug lords. And we accept it to be a norm. Right? So that is another thing we want to ask our people. Let us support all those communities who are in need of assistance and help. Let
100%.
us support them.
Look, I'm going to allow you guys to talk to the camera. If there's anything that you want to appeal to, anyone that you want to speak to right now, whether it's a message you have, whether for someone on drugs, someone currently selling drugs, or people for help, anything at all. But I'm going to allow all three of you to do it. So that camera over there, you go for it, and you, whatever that you want to do, share today that you feel is very important to share, you can share. You can talk to your community if you want to as well.
All right, Mr. Mayor. Firstly, shukran so much for you for having us here. I want to use this platform, and I'm reaching out to my family and friends, especially out here in Salt River. You guys are saying, why don't I cover my face? Why should I cover my face? These people standing with me are not covering their face because out of fear. If you remember the slogan or the placards, then you can see what they are saying. We face what you fear. This covering of their faces, that is what represents who they are all the years. Since that time, PAGAD has always been covering their faces. Today, I'm appealing and asking all my family, especially and the friends, please support us in any which way you can. To us, and especially monetarily. These people have never ever appealed to anyone. They've always been fighting other people's battles. They are also in need of funds for the cause, for the bread drives, for whatever case. Secondly, I want to say to the merchants out there in Salt River, I spoke to you guys nicely more than once. Please stop what you are doing. Otherwise, we are going to stop it for you.
Allahu Akbar.
We are tired. We are tired of our children being enslaved to your drugs. Almal julle kinders wat smokkel, nie een van hulle kinders rook drugs. Ons kinders. Julle wat skiet, op ons skiet. I'm telling you this, I'm not doing this for name or fame. Allah is hearing me today. If you want to fight, come. I can fight. We can fight. If you want to shoot, come. We will shoot you back. And if I should die, I want everybody to make dua. Allah grant me martyrdom. Grant me a shaheed. But then at least I will know my locality, our children, our grandchildren is free of the shooting and the drugs. That's all I have to say. Shukran so much.
I think from an organization point of view, PAGAD G-Force, I want to say we are prepared to work with any organization, with any political party, with any NGO, NPO, anybody who's got the same aims and objectives like we have, and that is fighting gangsterism and drugs in our local communities.
Inshallah.
Thank you.
Yeah, so just from our side, just once again, just touch on the first point that Buta mentioned is like we need support, we need monetary, we need food stuff to make for our feeding scheme, etc. So we've been speaking about this. We sit in our meetings and we speak, and we've been speaking about it for years now. So on our Facebook page, we have 100,000 followers on there, people who like the page, etc. So we always joke and we say like, what if one person give a R1 every month?
Yes.
En dan is ons was uitgesort in terms of operations. Ek kan nou dinge doen wat ons moet doen. But I think I'm going to take that bold step and say, on our Facebook page, there's 100,000 people in there. If one person can give a R1 every month, it will give us the freedom to do what we need to do. It will give us the freedom to do even more than what we are currently doing. At the moment, we are, but yeah, we are using from our own funds, our own money, etc. And we don't mind. We don't mind. Allah provides for us. Allah provides for our families. However, we do know that with more funds, we can do more. So my appeal is, yeah, support monetary in any way that you like possibly can.
100% okay. Anybody else want to say something here before we cut it off?
Yes.
Then we'll end it with one last pack beer.
Allahu Akbar.
Alright guys, we out.
I guess, and I hope you guys are feeling good this morning.